Hi, welcome to the Friday Learning Series. I'm Sunil Sethia, firm owner for ActionCOACH, Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. And now we are going to go through the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This is one of my favorite books and I love this book. And if you ask me, once in a while, I just pick up this book and go through this book randomly. And what is so special about this book? This book is written by Stephen Covey, and in the beginning of the book, he explains a simple topic like personality development. He speaks about how the people in the world are only focused on personality, but what is really more important, is it personality or character? So he speaks about the 7 habits of highly effective people, and these habits are universal habits. So if you get these 7 habits, you go on to become an effective person in life. You become a successful person in life. Very early in my life, I started reading this book, and this book has changed my life forever. And I recommend this book to my children and whoever, and anybody who wants to start getting into this leadership and personality development. This is the go-to book for me. And what does it speak about? The 7 habits, what Stephen Covey is speaking about, as human beings, we're all dependent people. We depend on each other. We depend upon a lot of things, environment, family, friends, and everything. And then a stage comes where from dependence, we had to move to independence. And where you start getting confidence, you start building yourself, you become a successful person. But really, if you want to become a great person in life, then from dependence, we have to move to interdependence. That means we need to understand how to go along with the people in the world, how to move with them, how to build a relationship with them, and how that you can become a leader who's inspiring many more leaders. So the journey from dependence, independence to interdependence, he divides this 7 habits into 3 parts. The first part is called the private victory. That means inside. What are the things that you need to do inside of yourself, from where you can start becoming or moving from dependence to independence? The first habit, Stephen Covey speaks, is being proactive. Yes, be proactive in life. Now, in life, there is stimulus and there is a response. But if you look in the world, what happens? Whenever there is stimulus from the world outside, we find that people react. Reaction is different from response. Reaction means animals react. But as human beings, we have choice. There is a choice which we have got on how to respond to a situation. I keep saying this, and thanks to this book, when I read it for the first time, I said, responsibility is responding and the ability to respond. So it's not that everybody can respond. So it's really important that you need to be proactive. Proactive also means that whenever you see a situation, an opportunity, you need to jump into the situation and see how you can make the best use of the situation. So always be proactive in life. Think about how can I make the most of the time that is available to me. Then the habit number 2. The habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. Now, what is the end in mind? What is it that you want to achieve at the end of your life? It can be let's say, what if you die today and you are sitting in your own funeral service and people around you are talking about you? What do you want to hear? And that's something really brilliant. When I read it for the first time, and then the very same day I sat down and wrote what I want people to talk about me when I die. And that was life-changing, because till then it was okay for me to do anything in life and get away. But then this gave me direction in life. Begin with the end in mind. Whatever you're doing in life, if you can start beginning with what is the objective? Start thinking about the objective that you have when you're doing certain things. When you get into an organization, what is the objective for you to get into this organization? When you take up a project, what is the objective? When you're getting into a relationship, what is the objective? What is the end in mind? When you always begin with the end in mind, you get a direction to your thought process, direction to your action, behavior, words, and everything. So please begin with the end in mind. And here again, he speaks about having your personal vision statement, which will help you to understand what is it personally you want to achieve in life. And the habit number 3, putting first things first, right? So it's really important to understand we need to put the first things first. All the human beings on this planet have the same 24 hours. But how come someone is really successful and someone is not? It's all about priorities. Are you putting the first things first? Now, he speaks about a really simple concept of urgent and important. Now, in life, we always have people who are always working in sense of urgency. Now, if it's urgent, they will do it. That means whether it's important or not important, people still get it done, or it has to be done because it's urgent. That is called quadrant 1. Now, the quadrant 2 is not urgent, but it's important. Now, really important to understand here, it may not be urgent, but it's really important. Like planning for your future, taking care of your health. But what happens? Many of us do not live in that quadrant. We are so busy with the daily activities, daily chores, that we are so consumed with the urgency that we don't focus on not urgent but really important things in life. Taking care of your health, taking care of relationship, taking a time for yourself, and all those things. If you start living in quadrant 2, you will start finding and giving priorities. And if you can start planning for your organization, let's say you want to really grow your business to next level, are you investing time on planning? Are you putting time to sit with your partners, your board of directors, your stakeholders to understand what is the longer vision we have? Are we having priorities for the organization, or just randomly we are going? And the next is something very simple. It's not urgent but important. So what happens many a time, it is not urgent but it's important. It may not be important for you, but it's important for somebody else. It is not urgent for you, but it's okay. You want to do it because you respect a person, you love a person, a mail has come, you need to respond. It may not be urgent, but you understand it's important. Now these are the things where we do things for the world outside. And something which is not urgent and not important, I find a lot of people are living in this particular quadrant, which is the fourth quadrant, and it's about your WhatsApp, your Facebook, your Insta. You're doing it because you just want to relax. Nobody is saying that you should not watch all of this. It's entertainment, it's fine. But then, if you only live in this particular quadrant, which is the fourth quadrant, you will never achieve success in life. So please understand, put first things first is your habit number 3. When you start becoming proactive, right? And then you start beginning with the end in mind, and you put the first things first, you move from dependent to become independent in life. Now, from independent, we have to start moving towards interdependence. And that's really important, because as an individual, you cannot live in this world. We live in a world where we are codependent or interdependent upon people. We need to be leaders in life. You really want to be successful, then you need to know how to lead the people in the world outside. For that, the next very important habit, if you want to become a leader, is fourth habit, which is think win-win. A lot of people in this world always operate from the situation that I have to win and the other person has to lose. And that habit is not going to help you win friends or family. You're not going to get loyal people around you. But when you start thinking only win-win, I should win and the other person also should win, that is when really the whole world starts to respect you, follow you, want to work with you, collaborate with you, and work with you. If you really want to become a leader in life, start thinking win-win. There are also people who think lose and win. That I should lose and the other person has to win. Now, if you start operating from that particular space, the other person may not respect you. You yourself will stop respecting you. And then the worst part is operating from a lose-lose mindset, where it doesn't matter to me whether I am losing, but the other person definitely has to lose. That's an attitude of competition, right? Enmity and all coming up. When you start thinking from win-win, that is when the next few levels you will understand that how it is going to happen. So once you start thinking win-win, where everybody who is in the stakeholders, in the situation can win, that is when people will start liking you, respecting you, loving you, and trusting you. The habit number 5 here, that's really important, and which I find is a very basic human need. Seek to understand and then to be understood. Now, what's happening today in the world that I find that people are all the time looking at someone who can understand them. Yes, I want the whole world to understand me, but am I putting in effort so that I can understand the world? I can understand the people around me? Now, the first habit, or the habit number 5, Stephen Covey says is, seek to understand. When I sit down, listen empathetically, listen actively to the other person to understand the situation that the other person is in. What is the challenge the other person is going through? What is the situation the other person is going through? And when I start understanding it, when I empty him, then he will reach a situation. When I speak, he'll be willing to listen to me and understand me. That's the habit number 5. And this is where trust is built. This is where relationships are built. This is where you will find quality time, quality relationship, and you will see the business or the organization flourishing really well. Habit number 6 is synergy. One and one coming together should be greater than 2. If one and one coming together is going to be less than 2, then it's not going to make sense. So you have to start thinking win-win, seek to understand and then to be understood. And when you start working in synergy, you find magic really starts to happen, where one and one coming together should become 11. Start thinking about how, as individuals, we can come together, become a team, so that the whole organization, everybody around us can keep growing. In a team, if 2 people are coming together, both the people should benefit out of this particular relationship and situation. And lastly and most important habit, the habit number 7, sharpening the saw. There's a beautiful story Stephen Covey says about, or maybe I've heard the story so many times, There are two woodcutters who go to the woods to cut a tree. When they're going to cut the tree, one person is investing a lot of time only in hitting the tree with the axe. But the other person, let's say if he's working, one person is working for 8 hours, the other person is only working for 3 hours, and for balance 5 hours or 4 hours is not to be seen. The first person thinks that he should be able to chop a lot of woods, right? Lot of tree, lot of woods he should be taking back. But suddenly he finds that the person who is taking a break between 3 to 4 hours, who is going off, is able to cut more trees. So after many days, the person number one goes behind this person number two to see what is he doing in this break time. He finds that once in a while, as he's chopping the woods, he will go and start sharpening the axe. We need to understand that we are human beings and a lot of information is available to us, a lot of new technology, new things are coming up. We need to understand the new things that's happening around us. We need to start learning new things. If you're not learning, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you cannot earn more. Learning should transcribe or translate into a lot of earnings. And that is what is a really important thing. Each one of us, the earning may be money, the earning may be relationship, the earning may be whatever you're looking out for. So this is a brilliant book and I suggest everybody to read the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I just given a summary, and please do comment in the link or the chat box, what did you like? And if you have read this book, do let me know what is the best portion in the book that you like or that you have implemented.